funding from True Colours Trust through SignHealth UK, SignHealth Uganda implemented the Awareness and Communication Training Project in the West Nile region between 2016 and 2019. The 3-year project aimed at increasing access to education, improving retention in school and academic achievement for deaf and hearing impaired children, and challenging negative cultural stereotypes regarding deafness and disability in 9 districts of Adjumani, Arua, Koboko, Maracha, Nebi, Moyo, Pakwach, Yumbe, and Zombo. This region has unique ecological, demographic, and socio-economic challenges.
The area is big, the population size is also big. That means that we have gaps as far as implementation is concerned. If you look at the funding alone, it is not adequate to touch or to reach every individual that needs these services.
As families continue to struggle for survival, limited attention is given to issues such as deafness and hearing impairment and the support required for the vulnerable children with this hidden disability.
When you look at these NGOs that come on board, you realize that they come and focus on general disability. And when you look at disability, they always think it's somebody who has only disability with the legs or the hand or maybe the blind ones. So the ACT project is so unique in a way that it targeted a very unique disability, and this disability is mostly ignored even in the school setting. So when you look at deafness, people think a deaf person is only that one who is totally deaf, but the ACT project looks at a child with hearing impairment within the mainstream class. It ensures that a child in that class gets access to education and also gets to know what a teacher is teaching.
In order to meet project objectives, the project utilized a number of components. Component 1. The project combined teacher training and the continuous follow-up of children both in school and at home to ensure that families understand their role in the education of their deaf children.
We targeted the child and the family and the community. So when you empower the child, you empower the community and the family, because the child does not stay alone, the child stays with the family. So empowering the family to take care of this child and also empowering the teacher to help this child learn better.
You know, most of the children who came from South Sudan, they are those ones who are deaf by then, they were marginalized. When people came, you know, the school, you say, Chenye Primary here, the population was too big. So during the registration, the parents were not catering for those ones there. So they only cater for those ones who are normal and marginalizing those ones who are deaf at home. So when the project of SignHealth came, and we held a meeting very nicely, we went to the community, we talked to the parents. That's why we are unable to bring some children from those who are marginalized at home to the school.
One of our major objectives as an organization of persons with disabilities is the identification of children with disabilities in their various locations. SignHealth Uganda came and helped us in strengthening to identify special children with hearing impairment. It has helped us at least to communicate and identify these children.
That the SignHealth helped her really very much. There was a time these children were identified because of the eyes and the ear. They were taken to Arua by SignHealth, and SignHealth also gave them some money to buy uniform and shoes for these children.
The campaign, geared towards the academic achievement of children with deafness and hearing impairment, has been able to attract backing from other actors in the refugee hosting districts. UNHCR and Finchurch Aid supported the setup of a unit for deaf children at Apo Primary School in Yumbe district and relied on the ACT project team to provide technical expertise in planning and coordination.
I've learned staying with the deaf and the hearing, moving together, interacting, chatting, always laughing together with them. And I like playing with them, bathing, doing so many activities. They are so nice and I like it. Also, there are so many. I've so far interacted with them, chatting, smiling, at school. And the hearing also, they join us, we do laugh with them, and that's all what we have. Also sleeping, we do sleep with them in the same room, that's all.
They take me to Arua for check-up. He teach us about how to say good morning in sign language. My name is Fiona Mucha, and my school is Chenye Primary School. I'm 14 years old. SignHealth Uganda have taught us how to demonstrate in sign language. My name is Good morning. Where are you come from?
The project trained and established focus teachers in the project schools. With the acquired skills and motivation, these teachers offer support for deaf and hearing impaired children at school and community level, acting as reference points in the absence of project staff.
They did a lot here in our school, one of which is we had a training in sign language. At least we know how to greet people, then how to mention some few things, so that they will be able to help these learners who are deaf in their classes.
The team linked up with Ministry of Education, West Nile branch office, to lead mobilization of over 300 children with hearing problems from all the 9 districts to enable them to access specialized ear screening and hearing aids. As a result, at least 2,634 deaf and hearing impaired children were directly reached and are currently in school. Component 2. The project used school-based teacher awareness and communication sessions, bringing together all the 3 main players, teachers, parents, and children representatives, to address issues of deaf and hearing impaired children in one place. This convergence provided timely focus on the issues raised by the different groups and also proved therapeutic in bonding teachers, parents, and children towards a common goal in all the 48 primary schools reached.
As a focal teacher, I'll have to link my activities within the school as well as SignHealth was concerned. Then number 2, as a focal teacher, I had to identify the learners who were having ear impairment, whereby I could move from school to villages in order to identify them. The moment I had identified them, I will have to also sensitize their parents in order for them to allow these learners to come and attend school activities here.
If maybe a learner has a problem or any disability, I will also come and say, teacher, that learner needs to be handled well because he's having this kind of disability. So I was now coming in to bridge those loopholes.
Through the trainings of SignHealth, especially on sign language and so on, I'm this time expert. These children are not only here. They are in very many schools, and these schools, they have teachers which do not have this knowledge. SignHealth has empowered me with the knowledge, and now I'm training teachers in Yumbe on sign language.
This worked particularly well in refugee areas, where new cases were earmarked for follow-up support every term. Component 3. General Family Deaf Awareness Training reached 2,902 parents and caregivers by working through parent support groups as a key vehicle of driving family participation and support for deaf and hearing impaired children. This effort led to the formation of 25 active parent support groups, with 716 parents taking part in a series of organized activities including training in group dynamics and leadership, village savings and loan association schemes, and in enterprise skills such as liquid soap making.
They taught us how to use, to make soap, and then to keep money. We are now contributing the money. Those money which we contributed, we help with those children also. Buying books, because some parents are poor, getting money.
Rojabori Juzinda Manusu as a Komaro Landa do. Jatara Mdori there, Mamduba group Yunga Mado in group. So Ubiduba Senamana was give our in.
And right now, as I talk, these groups are doing a business in order to support these children. And this makes the learning very sustainable, because these parents used to think these children are waste and so on. They cannot learn. After hearing this, after listening to SignHealth, after thorough sensitization, so at least they are doing something in order to give support. And I think even they did a small thing of giving a startup capital, they give even materials.
With the help of SignHealth Uganda, parents coming together, sharing their experiences, they are now bringing out, say, I even have one there, my niece has, my nephew has one, there is one there. So people are now opening, they are coming up. So if you look at the enrollment also in schools, if you take the statistics, you will find that the enrollment of learners with hearing impairment, visual impairment has also increased.
Component 4, Child-to-Child Activities. The project involved deaf and hearing impaired children in school-based activities such as debates and sports. Refugee hosting districts organized more special events with high creativity, and this could be partly attributed to the high technical child participation skills harnessed from international partners such as Right to Play and Care International operating in refugee areas. Lutheran World Federation, a key stakeholder, organized a sports gala at Belemeling Palorinya settlement in Moyo district for people with disabilities, and children with deafness and hearing impairment featured prominently.
There were so many plays, there were football matches, and then also they also participated in some athletics. The normal, but the deaf participated well, they succeeded, they won the game, and then the hearing failed to win the game.
Component 5. Community awareness and engagement opened the door for additional project work. The project team nurtured strong working relations with key decision makers, including Office of the Prime Minister, administrative officers, community development officers, and political and technical department heads in various districts. These have been conduits of project development and partnerships.
When we are having what we call CBR meeting, Community-Based Rehabilitation Programs, and Disability Council meeting, we need to call them to come in the meeting and they tell us the achievement or challenges they're trying to face as they implement their project in the district, because they are rehabilitating these children in terms of education to be in the schools.
1,336 partners and community leaders were directly engaged through training sessions, networking, and collaborative activities towards improving services and opportunities for deaf and hearing impaired children with some tangible results. UNHCR consulted SignHealth Uganda for technical expertise in disability during the development of a program for data collection in refugee settlements and during the planning for the deaf unit at Apo Primary School in Yumbe. Finn Church Aid and Save the Children organized basic sign language training for families and staff, with SU offering technical support. Care International, World Vision, Right to Play, Seed Effect Uganda, LWF, and Leonard Cheshire participated in tailored coordination meetings and offered their guidance and commitments to support the inclusion of issues of deaf and hearing impaired children. Component 6. Sign Language Training. The training sessions have helped to demystify deafness, and sign language communication is now a requirement for all community actors, exposing them to the basics of interacting with a deaf person. The project team galvanized community members by availing them with handy material, including pictorial charts and leaflets. The team has also evolved the idea of a family communication board that will be very instrumental in future interventions. Component 7. Reaching children in refugee areas. The project worked in collaboration with the Office of the Prime Minister, camp commanders, and refugee welfare committees to reach the schools, families, and other stakeholders in the refugee settlements.
One of our objectives as OPM is to lobby and ensure that every refugee is protected. And if you look at what SignHealth has done, education is part of protection, and that means we are achieving through SignHealth, because as government at times we fail to fill in these gaps, but partners come at our invitation and they are able to fill these gaps because of the funding gaps that we have.
But I'm able to now to communicate. Two, I'm also able to identify a child who has a problem in the ear. So I'm able to now help that particular children.
When SignHealth came in and only confined it to the person with hearing impairment, it actually entered in the mother aim of increase the access to education of children with hearing impairment in our various schools in the district. It actually increased on retention of those children. Eventually, academic performance of these learners improved also.
Iju mani jurore bargajo mai mo pochako mata sigaza kwa isan healthy ditasedu pa chopeza kwa koperala kala mata jugo ili baziri tu bamdlige o leza kwa maziba afike maneran ba ijuma mjuru
dengan tindak nate parko.